All right, are we ready? Great. Welcome back again, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Larry James. I own a company called Speak with Larry, no spaces. And what I'm doing for the next 90 days is I'm sharing information about the stock market. Now, I'm the CEO of a company that teaches people how to set up the foundation of an online business while helping them become more comfortable speaking about it. But I'm at a point now where I want to do a little investing into the stock market. And I know very little about the stock market actually. Actually, I've been learning quite a bit over the last, let's say, 3 or 4 videos, actually. And as you guys know, what I'm trying to accomplish here is to do a couple of things. First, I'm trying to gain enough knowledge for myself so that I can invest strategically in the market. But second, I'm trying to create an atmosphere for other people to come on and talk about the stock market with me. Whether you know a little bit about it, whether you invest in it or not, that's not really relevant because this is ground level one. So all this is going to be moving up, right? We're going to all be learning together. And I would like to get 2 or 3 people on here, regularly to, share information and gain information in line with the stock market, and that will happen. You'll see. But what I like to do is you have to understand this has to be like-minded. People have to be like-minded to want to participate in things, and I understand that totally. And I would rather a person that wasn't interested in the stock market or wasn't like-minded not to come in anyway, because see, when they do that, then they kind of disrupt the process, right? But what I want to share with you today was some information about uh, the New York Stock Exchange. Now, the New York Stock Exchange is a system that you'll want to actually become familiar with because of what it is and what it does. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to read to you a little bit about the New York Stock Exchange so that you can kind of get an understanding of how that process actually works. Because if you're not really familiar with some of the background stories on certain things, then you won't understand it from a place that needs to be understood. So I'm just going to read this very quickly, and I'm going to make a couple of videos today. Actually, I'm going to make one on the NASDAQ as well. But this one, again, is on the New York Stock Exchange. It says, how the New York Stock Exchange works. Located on Wall Street in New York City, the New York Stock Exchange, also known as the Big Board, is made up of 21 rooms that are used to facilitate trading. The main building located at 18 Broad Street and the one at 11 Wall Street were both designated historical landmarks in 1978. See, I didn't know that. Did you know that? Now you know something about the stock market today that you didn't know before you watched this video. I told you, my mantra is where we all learn something. Anyway, continuing on. The New York Stock Exchange is the world's largest stock exchange by market capitalization, estimated to be 28.5 trillion as of June 30th, 2018. The New York Stock Exchange relied for many years on floor trading only, using the open cry system. Many New York Stock Exchange trades have transitioned to electronic systems, but floor traders are still used to set pricing and deal in high volume institutional trading. Currently, the New York Stock Exchange is open for trading Monday through Friday, 9:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The stock exchange is closed on all federal holidays. When federal holidays fall on a Saturday, the New York Stock Exchange is sometimes preceding closed the preceding Friday. When the When the federal holiday falls on a Sunday, the New York Stock Exchange may be closed the following Monday. Now, once you get involved with actually buying stocks or making a decision to get in the stock market game, all this will play back again in your head. And you'll be like, wow, I didn't know that before I listened to that video with that guy. What was that guy's name? Right. So that's how it works. That's how, it just kind of builds in. Now, continuing on. The New York Stock Exchange opening and closing bells. The opening and closing bells of the exchange mark the beginning and end of the trading day. The opening bell is rung at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time, and at 4 p.m. Eastern Time, the closing bell is rung, closing trading for the day. Each of the four main sections of the New York Stock Exchange has bells that ring simultaneously when a button is pressed. But trading days did not always begin and end with a bell. The original signal was actually a gavel. During the late 1800s, the New York Stock Exchange changed the gavel to a gong. The bell became the official signal for the exchange in 1903 when the New York Stock Exchange moved to 18 Broad Street. Prior to 1995, the bells were rung by the exchange's floor managers. But the New York Stock Exchange began inviting company executives to ring the opening and closing bells on a regular basis, which later became a daily event. The executives are from companies listed on the exchange who sometimes coordinate their appearances with marketing events such as the launch of a new product or innovation or a merger or acquisition. Sometimes the bells are rung by other public figures, including athletes and celebrities. Some of the more notable figures include singer actress Liza Minnelli, Olympic medalist Michael Phelps, and rapper Snoop Dogg. In July 2013, United Nations Secretary Ban Ki-moon rang the closing bell to mark the New York Stock Exchange joining the UN Sustainable Stock Exchanges Initiative. The New York Stock Exchange passed the milestone of 1 million shares traded in a single day in 1886. In 1987, 500 million shares were changing hands on the New York Stock Exchange during a normal business day. And by 1997, 1 billion shares were traded daily on the New York Stock Exchange. So there is some stock being traded, right? And it's constantly increasing. That's why you need to get in the game. But you don't want to get in the game until you actually understand the game. So I'm going to give you a little history of the New York Stock Exchange. The New York Stock Exchange dates back to May 17th, 1792. On that day, 24 stockbrokers from New York City signed the Buttonwood Agreement at 68 Wall Street. The New York Stock Exchange kicked off with 5 securities, which included 3 government bonds and 2 bank stocks. Thanks to the New York Stock Exchange head start as the major U.S. stock exchange, many of the oldest publicly traded companies are on the exchange. Consolidated Edison is the longest listed New York Stock Exchange stock, joining in 1824 as New York Gas Light Company. Along with American stocks, foreign-based corporations can also list their shares on the New York Stock Exchange if they adhere to certain listing standards. A series of mergers has given the New York Stock Exchange its massive size and global presence. The company started as New York Stock Exchange before merging with Euronext, and adding the American Stock Exchange. The New York Stock Exchange Euronext was purchased in an 11 billion deal with the Intercontinental Exchange ICE. That's the abbreviation, Intercontinental Exchange, in 2013. That following year, Euronext merged with ICE via the initial public offering, or IPO, but ICE retained ownership of the New York Stock Exchange. So that's just a little bit about how the New York Stock Exchange is set up and how it works. And what I wanted to share with you was just for you to be able to process some of those key points that were made during that, little reading section there. I also, one of the things I like about this segment too, or this 90 days that I'm doing, it all allows me to get better at reading, because reading it's always good to be a fluent reader. And I've always been fairly good at reading, but sometimes, you get busy and don't really just read a lot. You just kind of scan things. But this actually is getting back to what I remember, how I used to, take time out and read books that were interesting to me when I was a younger person. But listen, I really do appreciate you guys stopping by and taking the time to watch these quick videos. And what I really am trying to push is for you to say to yourself, you know what? I'm going to start learning about the stock market. I'm going to get in that game, because that's where the money is made, ladies and gentlemen. There's a lot of money in the stock market, real estate, and small business. If you can, and you want to kind of be able to have your hand in each one of those on some level. And if you do, you just continue to grow. Just continue to grow, because you'll love the rewards that you're seeing. You'll love the benefits, the knowledge that you get, the connections that you create, the collaborations that you participate in. And that's how life works. That's how you're able to grow, because life is not a one-man sport, and neither is business. Neither is investing in the stocks. Neither is real estate, right? It's all people-based. So you want to be able to kind of, connect with some good people. And you can only do that by doing something. You got to be doing something, right? So people can know you're doing something. Again, my name is Larry James. My company is Speak with Larry, no spaces. And as always, share with someone else what I've shared with you.